The charity ball ended with the last item in its new owner's hands. Everyone started to leave the venue. Jean held George's hand as they walked toward the Lawrence family's car. Before she could get into the car, she was forced to a stop. Fourth Master Swan was standing in front of her, with his attendant, Teddy. "Ms. Lawrence," Fourth Master Swan called her. His action caught a lot of attention. The line of cars coming to the entrance to pick up the guests was already long enough, and with Fourth Master Swan standing in front, the line got longer. "Yes, Fourth Master Swan. Is there anything?" Jean asked calmly. Fourth Master Swan moved his fingers and Teddy presented a box to Jean. Jean knew that inside the box was the sapphire that Fourth Master Swan had bid with 4.5 million. She looked at him and asked, "What's the meaning of this, Fourth Master Swan?" "For you," the man said with a serious temperament. He was not joking. Jean tightened her lips. The eyes on them increased by the second. "I don't deserve this. I did nothing," she said. "Back at the garden, thank you for your praise, Ms. Lawrence." Fourth Master Swan curled his lips into a perfect smile. Jean was astonished and could barely react to the situation. Fourth Master Swan thanked her because she had defended his private parts in front of those girls. It seemed like this man was unlike any other. She smiled and said, "I simply stated the truth." "You're too kind." Fourth Master Swan stared at her. The man was not much of a talker. When he stared at someone with full concentration, the person would certainly develop chills. "You don't like it?" he asked with raised brows. "I don't," she said frankly. "You don't?" If she did not like it, why did she raise the price so high earlier? Confused, everyone looked at her, expecting an answer. "I'm just bored and just wanted to test my voice," Jean said nonchalantly. Fourth Master Swan continued to stare at her. He was speechless at her answer. Teddy noticed something strange with his master and believed that his master was already regretting his decision to get the sapphire. A long while later, Fourth Master Swan said, "That's a good voice, Ms. Lawrence." He then turned away and walked off swiftly. Jean saw him off before she went into the car with George. Slowly but certainly, the guests all left the venue. Jasmine got into her car and she was not in a good mood. Everyone saw the interaction between Jean and Fourth Master Swan and she wished she could strangle Jean on the spot. She was already pissed when Jean purposely raised the price just to waste Eden's money. She was okay to lose the sapphire to Fourth Master Swan, but to her surprise, Fourth Master Swan wanted to give it to Jean as a gift. If this got out, she would definitely be embarrassed. Her body was shaking due to anger, but she had to force herself to calm down beside Eden. Eden was not in a good mood either. He had no idea when Jean started to contact his uncle. He believed the two only knew each other just recently. Since Jean just came back to the city 3 days ago, it was almost impossible for her to go after his uncle this quickly. In addition, it was well known that his uncle had no women by his side. It was also impossible that his uncle suddenly fell for Jean. Something must have happened without his knowledge. Eden clenched his fists. "I cannot let Jean go after Uncle Edward. I must make her succumb to me and only to me. I want her to understand that it's suicide to disobey me." Ellipsis. Fourth Master Swan was quiet in his car. Teddy had the $4.5 million stone in his hands. It felt heavier than its actual weight. Usually, when his master remained quiet, Teddy would too. The car arrived at the Swan family's residence. The Swan family's residence was a spacious villa equipped with a jungle-like garden. The garden was segregated into different sections and each section had its independent villa. Fourth Master Swan's villa was named Bamboo Garden. The car stopped in front of the villa and Teddy opened the door for his master. Fourth Master Swan came down from the car and strode into his villa. Every segregated garden was luxurious and grand. A single villa in the residence was over 4,000 square feet, let alone the greens and lush that surrounded the building. Teddy had no idea what his master was feeling today. It was strange and he had never encountered a situation like this before. He wisely put the sapphire in his master's room and left. Fourth Master Swan came out from the shower with a loose bathrobe hanging over his shoulders. His fit physique and pronounced abs made him the sexiest man in the city. He had a glance at the sapphire before he went to bed. He laid down and stared at the ceiling. His mind was replaying the scene with that voluptuous body in the silver dress, and no matter how hard he tried, he was unable to get rid of it. The temperature in the room got higher all of a sudden. Teddy knocked on the door before he came in and he saw his master coming out of the showers again. He really had the feeling that his master had lost his mind. When he saw his master's body, even his eyes gleamed. The charms of his master could even enchant a straight man. Sir, Master Winter is here for you. Fourth Master Swan hummed a reply and Teddy left reverently. A moment later, a frivolous man came into the room. Fourth Master Swan was drying his hair. Knox came in and smelled something unusual in the air. He had a glance at the trash can and spotted used tissue. Did you play with yourself? Fourth Master Swan's hand froze for a moment. He tossed the towel aside and said, I'm a man too. I thought you didn't know that. Sometimes, I don't even know if you're human. Knox was a little carried away. Fourth Master Swan turned a blind eye at Knox's excitement. I heard Teddy say you tried to stop Ms. Lawrence in the garden earlier. Stop listening to gossip about me, Fourth Master Swan said. Knox rolled his eyes and switched the topic. Here's the information you want on the Locke family. Fourth Master Swan had a glance at the document. Put it there, I'll have a look later. What are you trying to do to the Locke family? It's none of your business. Come on, Edward, you haven't been this normal for a long time, Knox said. That's Uncle Edward to you. Fourth Master Swan had a glance at Knox. He wore a cold look and said, that's just you. I've always been normal. If you're normal, you'll at least have a woman in your room. Go home. I'm tired. Fourth Master Swan wanted Knox out. Do you want me to get you a girl or something? It's different from playing with yourself. You can go play on my behalf. Knox was speechless at the man's reply. He turned around and left. He started to wonder who exactly was Jean Lawrence. What did she do to break Fourth Master Swan's ordinance?